Alright, how is everyone doing? I'm going to review this book today, When the Cranes Fly South by Lisa Ridzen. Now this was a recommendation and it's done really, really well. It was shortlisted for the Waterstones debut fiction prize. It's the winner of the Swedish Book of the Year award, and it's the story of a guy called Bo, an elderly guy called Bo, and it's very interesting because it shows the world through the eyes of an elderly person, which I don't really think you get that often in fiction or in writing. It's certainly not a very Western thing to do, to consider the opinions of the elderly. You know, in the West there seems to be this idea that the elderly, they're a bit of a burden, and you stick them in a home or something, and you know that's the right thing to do. And of course now you've got legally assisted suicide in parts of the world as well. And there was always the danger there. I think it's something that before those laws were passed, they should have asked more moral philosophers about this. When people are old in a society or a culture where the elder are seen as a burden, youngsters who maybe might say to them or push them or make them feel that assisted suicide is the right option. It's a money-making scheme, isn't it? If you really want to die, you just kill yourself. You don't need to pay someone 10 grand to do it. Humanely. What's humane? You're still dying. Anyway, back to the book. So Lisa Ridzen, the most moving book I've ever read. That's from Jacqueline Wilson. A novel anyone will take to heart. That's from The Guardian. You'll laugh, you'll cry. You want to buy 20 copies and give them to everyone you love, by Frederick Backman. And obviously I need to put my glasses on. It came to me on a very, very strong recommendation. My wife said it's the most powerful, most moving book she's read in years. Maybe I lack empathy. I didn't find it that moving. I found it very interesting and somewhat moving, but maybe that's because for me it wasn't so much of a shock, because I've already lost a parent, and when you're bereaved like that, you think, what must they have been thinking? You know, it's the hindsight thing. It's the old story about give people flowers whilst they're still here. I don't think I did enough of that with my dad, so it was always, what must he have been thinking? And then I've seen people go through dementia as well. The wife of the main character in this, the main character is Bo, has dementia. His days are punctuated by visits from his son, conversations with his best friend, and there's retrospective, recollection of how he met his best friend, and memories of his relationship with his wife, who now has dementia. So it is moving, it is touching, it is romantic, it's emotionally impacting, but it didn't blow me away like I was expecting it to, based on what I'd heard from people. He has a dog who he really loves. His son and his granddaughter, they want to do best for him according to them, but from his perspective you can see how it's not the best for him, and how what they do upsets him. And then you see it from their perspective as well. It's very interesting. I would recommend reading it. I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's certainly a story told from an unusual viewpoint, which is a viewpoint that I think everybody should consider. What it does make you do, certainly, is want to be nicer to, spend more time with, and the people you care about, and actually try to see things from their perspective. I've certainly been spending more time with my mum since I read this. I don't know if that's a direct result of the book or just it's something I always want to do anyway, so maybe the book was the trigger. I'll read you the back. Bo lives a quiet existence in his small rural village in the north of Sweden. He's elderly and his days are punctuated by visits from his care team and his son. Fortunately, he still has his memories, phone calls with his best friend Tore, and his beloved dog Sixten for company. Only now his son is insisting the dog must be taken away. The very same son that Bo is wanting to mend his relationship with before it's too late. With everyone telling him they know what's best, can Bo speak up and make himself heard? Yeah, it's a good book. And he reflects a lot on his relationship with his father and compares it to the relationship he has with his son, which is quite instructive as well. Instructive, entertaining. Things can be more than just entertaining. Something can be instructive and entertaining, educational and entertaining, surprising or not entertaining at the same time. This is a short review. I have limited time and I've got a huge migraine this morning. I spent too long in bed. God, if I spend more than about 7 hours in bed, my head is just bang, like it's filled with cement. I don't think we're designed to lie down for that long. I'm certainly not. But I'll give this book a 5 is average, and assuming the average book is readable. So, you know, if I say something's a 5, it doesn't mean it's not. Oh, look at that. Right, my phone just went on a journey there, and I caught it. I'll give this book a 7.5. So it's midway between a book that's okay to read and a book that's absolutely excellent. That's my opinion. A lot of reviewers would disagree with me. And I have to get somewhere else now. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you again soon.